What is going on, folk? It's NimbleThor here, and welcome back to my mobile gaming quest where I find a new mobile game every single day. I play it and I share that experience with you guys here on YouTube. And today we are playing a brand new indie game called Expeditionaries, and it's been made by two brothers who decided to create a first-person RPG with a huge focus on exploration and crafting. And so that's basically what they made. The game is out now both on Android and iOS. So the way you play this game is that you go into a wide variety of different missions. So we really just have to select one from one of these NPCs, such as, for example, let's just go for this one. The mission here is pretty simple. We have to mine 6 copper ores and mine 6 silver ores. So let's go into that one. We get to pick what sort of equipment we want to equip on our character. I've got some already equipped. So the most important thing to be aware of at this point is really that we have something that we can mine ores with. Luckily, we do have that, so we can go straight into this level now. Now, in most of these levels, you will find some sort of puzzle element. For example, I was in a cave just before where, even though there was a door, for example, just like this one, there was also a wall over here that we could break down, and that was indicated because the wall had started to crumble, but I hadn't really noticed, and so I was stuck for a very, very long time. But look at that. That is the first enemy in there. Are you guys seeing him? He's shooting at us. And this is the really interesting part about this combat system, because exactly like in the PC and VR game called Superhot, whenever we stand still, time completely freezes. Look at this. I can stand here forever, even though that bullet is flying straight towards us. But if I don't move, nothing's gonna happen. As soon as I move though, look at this. There goes the bullet. It's right there right now. There we go. Isn't that awesome? This creates a really interesting combat system. So what we have to do now is simply shoot this guy, which is pretty straightforward because we have a gun with us. Now there are also melee weapons, and you're gonna start out with a melee weapon, but I would strongly encourage you guys to equip a gun as soon as you can in this game, because getting that range advantage is a huge advantage in this game. Look at all these coffins. I'm not really comfortable here. Hey, look at that. There's a wall over there that we probably have to break down. Look at this, guys. There we go. Oh man, all those bears. So we just have to find the last ores. We've mined 1 copper ore. Oh, now we do have to move around in order to reload. There we go. And we've mined, let's see, we've mined 4 out of 6 silver ores. So I do wonder, is that the last, the second to last silver ore in here? It might just be. Then we just have to find the last ones. Look at all these enemies though. It's taking quite some time to defeat them. What we could do here is to switch to the real-time combat mode if we want to. Now the real-time combat mode is typically mostly useful for when you have escort missions where you need some NPC to follow you along, and it's kind of frustrating if you have to move in order for them to catch up, especially if you have a move speed increase, you'll move faster than them. So it's pretty beneficial to have real-time on, because then you can just stand still and they can catch up to you. Whereas if you play with this pausing mode, you know, when you stand still, nothing really happens, right? So that's kind of frustrating. But I'm a bit afraid that we're gonna lose if we go to real-time. I'm gonna give it a try though, just so you guys can see. So in real-time, look at that. All the enemies are attacking us all at once, even when we stand still, which is making the game very difficult. We're already losing quite a bit of HP, so let's switch back to this one instead. Much safer. And right now, that's all we want. We just want some safety. If you want the game to be more difficult, just switch to the real-time mode. And that just about covers the combat system of this game. Now, apart from entering into these randomly generated levels, we also do have a story that slowly unfolds. And if you want to explore more of that story, you do have to complete some quests in order to do so. You don't have to play the quests though, and that's the really awesome thing about this game, is that it doesn't really force you to do anything. You can do whatever you want. You can go into these missions and you can just choose to play whatever mission you want. You can craft whatever item you want. We're gonna go into the crafting really soon, by the way, as soon as we're done with this level. You're not forced to complete the quests. You're not forced to play any specific mission. And that type of freedom is honestly pretty rare in a mobile game, so I'm really liking that. It is sometimes a bit difficult to target these enemies, by the way. That's probably something that the developer could make a bit better. Sometimes it seems that we're just opening and closing the door instead of targeting these bears over here. But luckily, that's a thing that the developer could probably pretty easily fix. And there's also another weird thing that I didn't really understand, which was that when we go in here and we want to equip a new item, we have to tap the item twice, or actually 3 times sometimes, in order to equip it, because first you select the item, then you can click it again, and then you click it again to equip it. And that's kind of a weird system that I didn't really understand. But with that said, it looks like we have the last 2, or at least the 2 out of the last 3 ores in here. And now with those collected, we just need the last one. So where do we have to go? We can get a bit of help from the top, the compass in the top of the screen. And so we might just have to follow that one. Oh, I'm stuck here. Look at that. But now let's address the elephant in the room. What is up with the fact that we do not have a right side joystick? We have a left side joystick, of course, to move around, but in order to look around, we have this sort of wheel down here that we can turn around slowly to look around, and then we have a knot on a rope here on the very right side to look up and down And that is a bit weird. I haven't really seen that type of control system ever in a mobile game before. But maybe that's just me. I'm not hating it. It's just a bit weird. I haven't really seen anything like that before. What do you think about that, guys? Let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe it actually is a great fit for this type of game. But anyway, let's go into the crafting here. I really want this pirate hat over here. So we first select that as a template, and then we start simply adding the different types of resources that we can use to craft this item. And this is where the depth of the crafting system really shows itself, and I'm loving it. Look at this. For example, with the 3 items that we've now selected, we will get this hat that has movement speed plus 10% increase and HP 995 increase. But if we switch around some of these items here, we, for example, get, well, less HP and less movement speed, so that was not ideal. Let's go back to this one here. This one has more movement speed. That's pretty interesting. What if we go to this one, for example? This one has also movement speed and a bit more HP. This one only has movement speed, for example. And this is what I love so much about this game. The freedom to craft item, and you get to kind of decide the stats of the items yourself, which is actually pretty awesome. So for example, let's try equipping this one. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We don't get a speed boost, but we do get 957 extra HP. And so we can simply click craft here and wait just 1 second. There we go. Crafting successful. And we can go find the new item in here somewhere. There it is. There it is. So this item now has, yes, 957 increase. The one we have on us already have 1,300 though, but we could have gone and crafted another item. You guys get the point. If you don't want to craft though, you can just buy items directly. Look at this. And the items do cost, a fair amount of this in-game gold, but we get plenty of it from just completing the missions. So that's not really a problem either. Guys, let me know what you think about this game. It monetizes primarily, or only at this point, I think, through ads. And I'm kind of hesitating because I've only seen a single advertisement so far from all of the time that I've spent with the game, which is surprising. It feels nearly like the developers don't even want to monetize the game at this point, which might very well be true. I'm not sure. Maybe they're waiting to figure out the best way to monetize the game. Which way would you love to see this game monetized? Let's discuss that in the comment section down below. And now it's time for the mobile gaming news of the day. And the news I've got for you guys today is that Brawl Stars by Supercell has been out for a month now, and it earned, drumroll please, $63 million. Ta-da! Congratulations, Supercell, you are becoming even richer yet again. But this does mean, though, that the game didn't even make it into the top 10 of December, which, even though $63 million is a lot of money, I'm not sure that Supercell is too happy about that. I mean, the game has been in soft launch for over 500 days. That's 1.5 years, guys. And you would expect that they had figured out, after 1.5 years, the best way to squeeze money out of us players, wouldn't you? I guess I just assumed that Brawl Stars would be within the top 10 top grossing games as soon as it released. So this really makes me wonder, why isn't it in the top 10? Wasn't the player interest as big as they expected? Or is it just that they haven't monetized it that heavily yet? But only time can really answer that question, I guess. So with that said, thank you so much for sticking around till the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out the download links if you're interested in playing this game for yourself, and be sure to give some feedback to these indie developers. I think they deserve that. So with that said, until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.